If you can't beat them, then you pop them. You can't man them, then you mop them. You can't stand them, then you drop them. You pop them, cause we pop them like overridden vodka. C3, okay, a millionaire. I'm a young money millionaire.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We are with our friend Jonah Lupton, who was on probably about a month ago or so. We didn't get to half of what we wanted to talk about, so we're going to cover a lot of that today. Always a fun day to talk when the market is green, a lot better than some of the red days from last week. So feels good. How you doing, man?
I'm good. Yeah, I think last time we talked mostly about HIMS.
We were talking mostly about HIMS with the major catalysts still coming up. What's the date for that? It was August. The
hearing is July.
Okay, in July. All right.
Yeah, I think it's a 2-day hearing. I think it's 7 peptides they're going to review, and then another 5 peptides next January or February, I believe. So, I mean, it'll be interesting. I mean, I got to believe that those 7 peptides are most likely going to be moved to category 1.
Mm.
In terms of how it helps HIMS and how quickly it helps HIMS, I think that's yet to be determined. The CEO of HIMS has said they don't need to be first, they want to be best. Mm-hmm. So it sounds like he's going to go a little bit slower, make sure they do it right, which is, I guess, long-term, that's fine. I'm just worried that, there's going to be a whole bunch of companies that are going to jump on this right away. Yeah. And then HIMS might be playing catch up, but HIMS has 3 million global customers. So, they do have a nice advantage in terms of, the size of their membership. So yeah, as long as we get peptides moved to category 1 in the next few months, I think HIMS stock will react positively.
I mean, you got to see, the Eli Lilly Reta results have been insane, where it's surely not only making you lose weight, but fatty liver. I think it was 1 in 3 have fatty liver in the United States, and like it took away 85%. How do you look at that as like the FDA or, and say no to that?
I mean, there's a couple doctors I talk to in the DMs all the time. They still prefer tirzepatide or even semaglutide, but most people prefer tirzepatide over semaglutide. And then a lot of these guys prefer, so it's weird. It's like the non-doctors prefer Retatrutide. The doctors prefer tirzepatide. Maybe it's because they can only prescribe tirzepatide right now. Mm-hmm. So they're saying that they prefer tirzepatide because that's the only one they can actually make money on. The argument on why they don't like Retatrutide as much is, I guess it raises your heart rate. Yeah. And there are more what's called adverse effects with Retatrutide versus semaglutide or tirzepatide. I guess people have been vomiting at a higher rate on Retatrutide, but I still think it's because the doses are just all screwed up. Like, I don't think people should be doing 12 milligrams at a time, once a week. I think that should be split up over 3 injections a week. So if you're on the, because the Retatrutide trial was 4 milligrams, 9 milligrams, 12 milligrams. Those were the 3, levels. And the people that were doing 9 and 12 milligrams were seeing higher adverse effects, mostly vomiting and nausea. And I just think it's because they're doing too much at a time. I think they were splitting it up over 3 or 4 milligrams every few days. I guarantee they would have less adverse effects, because I've been on Retatrutide for the last 4 months. I've never had nausea. I've never thrown up, but I'm also just microdosing. Yeah. So, I mean, I'm in the best shape of my life. This is as lean as I've ever been. You saw a picture. I said,
yeah, I was going to say, I wasn't going to bring them up without asking here, but the before and after of you.
I mean, I'm down 70 pounds from a year ago. Now, granted, 12 months ago, I was insanely strong. I was benching 315 for 14 or 15 reps, 283 pounds, I guess like a quasi power lifter. But, once your joints start to hurt, once you get into your 40s, you realize like that lifestyle is just not sustainable. So new diet, new workouts, and then introduced peptides pretty heavily a year ago, and then introduced Retatrutide 4 or 5 months ago. So I'm a big Retatrutide fan, but I can see if people are having elevated heart rate, that would be a concern. So, okay, what do you want to jump into first? You want to do TransMedics, AppLovin?
Yeah, I mean, that's the I guess the closest health-wise in terms of so TMDX is one that I've been, I was in a long time ago. I still have it, but it's one of those at the bottom of my portfolio, but it's got one of the highest returns. So it's like one of those frustrating ones that I've hadn't paid attention to because I didn't scroll down as much. And then I'm like, oh shit, I'm up like 200% on this thing. So,
so if you go back 2 years and look at TransMedics on the charts, it moves an average of 18% per month, up or down. So it's one of those, it's going to be one of the most volatile stocks in your portfolio. If you can't handle an 18% intraday swing on a monthly basis, then you probably shouldn't own it. But real quickly, what they do is, so the founder of the company, Waleed, has been doing this for basically 25 years. He's grown the company from 0 revenues to this year, they'll probably do 730, 740, 750 million in revenues. The stock got beat up recently because they're going through an investment cycle. So created the OCS machines. OCS stands for Organ Care System. So they have these machines with warm perfusion. So it's circulating blood through the organs, heart, liver, lungs, keeping those organs alive with bloods and nutrients and oxygen. So, you know, someone passes away, they're an organ donor, they bring them to the transplant center, they harvest their organs, they put them on these machines, and they transport them to wherever the recipient is. I mean, that recipient could be 300 miles away, that recipient could be 3,000 miles away. And the old way of doing this was on essentially in ice coolers on dry ice. And those organs can't last more than a couple hours on dry ice, or what's called cold storage or cold preservation. So TransMedics really opened up the organ transplant market by allowing these organs to, you know, stay alive for 8, 9, 10, 12 hours in some cases. And then they have the OCS 2.0 machine coming pretty soon. They're going through trials right now called, their heart trials called Enhance, their lung trial is called De Novo, and then they're coming out with OCS kidney next year. So the CEO of the company, so last year they did 5,200 cases, OCS cases. The CEO has said that they're going to get to 10,000 cases by 2028, 20,000 cases by 2030, and 30,000 cases by 2032. The only way that they can do that, and if you do the math, it's about a 30% annualized CAGR on case numbers over the next 6 years. The only way they can get there is if they make these investments into their logistics, their ecosystem. They're expanding to Europe. They're obviously spending a lot of money right now on R&D to launch the new OCS machines, to launch OCS kidney. They just launched a cold perfusion machine called CHOPS, because 50% of all organ transplants are still happening with cold preservation. And TransMedics up until now has only had warm preservation, their OCS machines. So every year in the US and Europe, there's about 100,000 organ transplants. People have argued that TransMedics, like they're, you know, they've saturated the market, or there's a finite TAM. They only have 5%. They did just over 5,000 cases last year. There's almost 100,000 transplants that happen every year. They have 5% of the market. So, and that's not even including the rest of the world, right? That's just Europe and the US. So I disagree that they have saturated their TAM or hit a ceiling. I think they have a long ways to go. Obviously, the CEO agrees, even though the stock is down off the highs, mostly because of this margin compression from the investments. He's still doubling down on those targets for 2030 and 2032. He did say that about half of those cases will come from kidney. So kidney is the most popular organ transplant every year. It's like 50% of cases. So that is essentially how they're going to accelerate revenue. So if people, you know, revenue growth this year will be somewhere around 22, 23, 24%, maybe 25. Their current guidance is 20 to 25%. They didn't raise it after Q1 earnings, which is a little abnormal for them. So I'm just banking on them getting to the top end of that range for the year, 25%. I think there's a good chance they accelerate revenues over the next couple of years, and they're back in the 30% range. And that's going to be because of OCS kidney coming online next year. And that's going to be CHOPS, which gets them into that 50% of the organ transplants that are happening with cold preservation or cold perfusion in their case versus the warm perfusion with OCS. So the stock is down. It's probably trading at 20 times next year's earnings, maybe even cheaper than that. You know, the only good thing about this kind of margin compression, so net income margins dropped by 2/3 in Q1 versus Q1 of last year. So 18% net income margins last year, 6% net income margins Q1 of this year. But as margins start to bounce back, because you're going to see that those R&D costs are going to start to roll off this year, you'll start to see margins bounce back in the later half of this year. And then you'll see margins really bounce back hard next year. So that's actually going to create kind of an EPS tailwind. I mean, if EPS growth looked like it was going to be 30% for the next 4 or 5 years, now that you have this like compressed EPS number this year, that EPS growth for the next 4 or 5 years is going to look more like 40% in my opinion. So, you know, the same thing is happening with Mercado Libre, right? Mercado Libre is going through an investment cycle right now. They have to fend off Amazon and C Limited in their territories, but they're actually accelerating revenues at the same time. So, you know, whereas C Limited and Mercado Libre are seeing some margin compression, their top line is actually accelerating. So both of them are growing at close to 50% a year top line, but that bottom line, you know, the EPS growth is a lot less because of that margin compression. So, you know, same thing. I mean,
real quick question on the TMDX. One, whoever's shorting that is a piece of shit. You know, like that's crazy. And then number two, kind of a hypothetical, just because we were just talking about peptides, because peptides do have a pretty good result on organs. Is that something that like people should kind of think about moving forward with TMDX, where if the whole world just gets on peptides, organs are going to be cleaned out, it's not going to be as big of a TAM?
I mean, I haven't really, I guess I put a little bit of thought into it. I mean, there's a lot of reasons why people need heart transplants, liver transplants, lung transplants, kidney transplants. Are they going to need less transplants if they're on peptides? And peptides are, you know, reducing fatty liver and reducing cholesterol and, you know, leading to less heart attacks. And it's possible. I mean, I honestly have no idea. I'd be completely guessing. I mean, we don't even have peptides approved yet in this country, so it's probably a little bit too early to start making guesses on that. I mean, I just have no idea. I mean,
no, I like TMDX when they I don't know if they bought an airlines or they partnered with an airline, so they didn't have to pay as much, you know, to transport them. I believe
2 years ago they bought they call it like a logistics company.
It was Pad Aviation.
I'm trying to name off the top of my head. I forget it right now. That it came with, I think, 16 or 17 planes, if I remember correctly. They bought a few planes since then, so they're at 22 planes right now. They're doing something similar in Europe, so they're launching what's called, so the NOP in the US is their like logistics network, and now they have to go rebuild that in Europe, starting in Italy, and then they just partnered with I think it was a German aviation company to basically do the same thing, to have access to planes in Europe rather than having to continue chartering them.
Yeah, I think that's called Pad Aviation, according to my notes here.
So I was at TMDX headquarters last week with the management team, and I asked them, I think right now they're calling it a strategic investment into Pad Aviation. I think it could become a straight out acquisition at some point, but I don't have any timeline on that. I mean, I've seen people argue that they don't like the TransMedics had to go sort of asset heavy, you know, versus chartering, which is, I guess, more asset light, but they didn't have a choice. Like if you're going to grow, you know, if you're going to grow revenues this fast and you're expecting to go from 5,000 OCS cases in 2025 to 30,000 OCS cases in 2032, there's not enough charter planes out there to support that growth. And you can't take the chance that when you need a plane, you can't get a plane, and then you actually can't go pick up the organ and bring it back to the recipient. So, you know, in order for them to be vertically integrated, I mean, it's the same thing with Amazon. You know, that's why you see Amazon trucks driving around and not everything's being delivered by UPS and FedEx or the post office. Like Amazon wants to be able to control their logistics. So, I mean, TransMedics is not that different. In many ways, it's like a little Amazon and how they're sort of building out their infrastructure to support future growth. You know, they're willing to take a hit right now on margins, and I'm fine with it. Like, it's painful to see the stock pull back 50% in 3 months, but if I was the founder and CEO of TransMedics, or if I was on the board, I would give the blessing to everything they're doing. I mean, yes, it's a little bit painful in the short term, but if you believe in what their mission is over the long term and you believe in their targets, right? So like, that's the risk for me as a shareholder, is if something happens and they can no longer meet those long-term targets, you know, then the thesis is kind of broken, or at least it's damaged. But as long as they stick by those long-term targets, and I mean, I have no reason to not believe Waleed at this point. I mean, he's made some very ambitious moves over the last few years, and he's basically executed on everything, and he's he's followed through on every promise he's made. So I have no reason to doubt him now.
Yeah. I wonder if Iran and the gas prices, had something to do with the cost too. I don't know, 50%.
I don't think so. I mean, I thought maybe the margin compression was partly because they were absorbing some higher fuel prices, but I did a group call with a bunch of fund managers and Waleed, and then I went to go visit him at the headquarters, and that question came up in both meetings, and both times they said that they did not absorb a meaningful amount of higher fuel prices in Q1. That all of that margin compression was really just from higher R&D, higher costs related to expanding to Europe. So it really, I don't think it really was the fuel prices, which I was almost hoping it was, because that means as fuel prices come down eventually, then it's kind of a tailwind for earnings. But I mean, they'll get a tailwind from earnings. It just won't be from fuel prices coming down. It'll be from the R&D slowing down and all this other OpEx stuff slowing down.
I just put the Twitter in the chat. If you want to retweet that, I'm going to pull up AppLovin's the next one I want to touch on too. Absolute nice day here today. 6% up right now.
Yeah, it's fading though. I mean, it was up 11% at one point this morning. Now it just kind of looks like shit.
Yeah, the market turned a little bit because everything kind of came down a little bit.
I mean, speculative stuff is still up big today, but yeah, a lot of the large caps are sort of fading. I see Meta's red, Amazon's red, so optics have sort of gone red now. Yeah, I mean, AppLovin. I mean, I've been in this name, I don't know, 3 years probably, since it was in the 40s. And back then it was really just mobile gaming, and they were actually developing their own games and pumping advertising through them. And then they sold off the advertising, or they sold off the app development business. So really now they're just a pure play ad tech company. And then the announcement they made about a year ago, maybe a year and a half ago, was that they're going to start to get into e-commerce and traditional performance marketing. And they've been doing pilot programs or kind of like closed beta for the last 6 months. And they start, I think it's June or July, they launch GA, which stands for general availability. So, I mean, it's still very limited access to their Axon platform. And that's going to open up in the next couple months. And I think we're going to start to see revenues accelerate even more from there. I mean, I would argue, I'm trying to find the chat right now. Let's see, is that it? Yeah, this must be it. Okay, I'll just repost it. They're pretty much the most efficient company, publicly traded company I've ever seen. They are growing revenues 59% year over year. They have 84% EBITDA margins. They have 72% net income margins. They're going to do 8.2 or 8.3 billion in revenues this year, maybe 8.4, and they're going to do it with less than 900 people. It's just incredible. And then in terms of like dilution, most of these tech and software companies are a dumpster fire when it comes to dilution. Because if you look at their SBC sometimes is 30, 40, 50% of their free cash flow. In cases like Snowflake, it's over 100% of their free cash flow. AppLovin, it's 4% of their free cash flow.
Damn.
It's just absurd how efficient they are. I mean, if you listen to an interview with Adam, the CEO, he talks about how they only hire A players, and it's true. Like there's no drag on that team. Like there's no B and C players that are a drag on the A guys. So my dream, I don't know if it happens, I doubt it does, but I would love AppLovin to buy Snapchat, because I think Snapchat is the opposite of AppLovin in terms of efficiency. You have AppLovin, this really lean ad tech company with insane margins and phenomenal growth. And then you have Snapchat, which is still being run by the two founders who have majority voting control. So there's not much anyone can do. I mean, no activists can really go in there and cause any problems. The board members are basically all lame ducks, and the board's kind of a joke anyways. If you go through and look at the board members, like most of them aren't that impressive.
Snap earnings, I feel like it's you can always just wait for like a 10% drop.
Oh yeah, yep. I mean, they're under earning. I mean, you can argue some companies out there right now, or like the memory companies, might be over earning because you have this, like supply constraints. So prices have gone parabolic, and obviously companies like Micron, Samsung, and Hynix are benefiting from that. So they're potentially over earning, which is why they're still only trading at 6 or 7 times EPS. And then you have Snapchat, which is going to do, I think, $6,500 or almost $7 billion in revenues this year. And they only have 15% EBITDA margins. So you have, I mean, Meta's probably at 60%, AppLovin's at 84%, and Snapchat's at 15%. Like, there is just, it's such a bloated company. They had 6,000 employees up until a month ago when they announced a 16% headcount reduction. Like, that company, given their growth rates and the efficiencies they should have in place, that should be a 2,500 to 3,000 person company in terms of employee headcount. So they should probably be doing a 30, 40, 50% headcount reduction, which is exactly what AppLovin would do. If Adam got his hands on Snapchat, was able to acquire them for $18 or $20 billion, which is probably 80% premium to where the stock is trading right now, which would be my dream. They have 1 billion monthly active users. They have 15% EBITDA margins, and their platform, because it's like it's mostly a mobile dominated platform. It's perfect for AppLovin's new e-commerce ads, which are mostly video ads, which last longer and perform better. So if AppLovin was able to get their hands on Snapchat, I mean, he would cut 60% of the headcount probably within a month. He'd have EBITDA margins back at 45 or 50% within a couple quarters. It would just be such a phenomenal turnaround that he could create, but I doubt it happens because I don't think the Snapchat founders would give up control or sell the company for 18 or 20 billion dollars, because they just treat the company like their personal piggy bank.
So what are your I mean, so they peaked, I think 52-week high was 745. It's sitting at 500 right now. So this is a time to look to buy right now, or?
I mean, it's one of our biggest positions. We were adding pretty heavily towards the February and March lows. I mean, right now the stock's trading at about 25 times forward EPS. And ironically, like, the sell side has really caught up to this story. When the stock performed really well a couple of years ago, it was because the sell side was so far behind and their estimates were just way too low. So AppLovin was crushing those quarterly numbers. Now the sell side has really caught up to the story. So you don't see the dramatic beats and raises like you're used to. I mean, same thing with NVIDIA. I mean, if you go back 3 years on NVIDIA, when they started to, post those massive beats and raises every 3 months from the H100s and then the 200s, now the sell side has caught up to the NVIDIA story. So, they might beat by 3%, 4% on a quarterly basis, but the big beats and raises are sort of in the past.
Yeah.
AppLovin's similar to that. Like, I don't know if they're really going to catch anyone by surprise with like any massive quarterly beat. Now, it's possible once they get into general availability, if they're onboarding a lot of new, smaller advertisers and smaller businesses, maybe we start to see some bigger beats and raises. But, so right now the stock's trading at 25 times forward EPS, and they're going to grow EPS this year by about 65%. Now, I think the sell side for next year is at 30% EPS. I'm closer to 45%. So I think that's, that creates an opportunity for shareholders. If I'm closer to being right for next year, and they're able to do 40, 45, maybe even 50% EPS growth next year, you definitely see the stock re-rate because of it. So, I don't know if we get back to the 52-week high anytime soon. It feels like this stock is sort of hated by, everyone. I almost think like the numbers are too good. Nobody believes them. I mean, we've never seen a company grow revenues at 59% with 84% EBITDA margins. So I feel like the average investor that hasn't been in this stock for a while doesn't want to chase it here, because they almost feel like these numbers either aren't possible or they're not sustainable.
Or are ad dollars kind of just down across the board? I mean, look at TTD; they just got
no, they're up. No, they're up.
Yeah, you'd think they would with
AI.
They're
just down for TDD. They're just down for Trade Desk. They're up for everybody else.
Okay, because AI, it seems like it would. Like, I've just made ads for myself, and it's so quick to do them that you don't need to have all. You could just pump these out constantly and do A/B tests and see which one's working the fastest. So you'd think that like they're more efficient with their ad dollars now, where they may not need. I don't know.
I mean, it might be more efficient. I mean, I would say it is easier and faster to, spin up ad campaigns. And like you said, do A/B testing to see what works. I mean, I think that's part of the bear case probably for AppLovin, maybe even Reddit, is that OpenAI, because if you look at the 7 or 8 largest websites on the planet, Reddit, I believe, is number 8 right now. OpenAI or ChatGPT is just ahead of them. So there's probably concerns that over time you see ad dollars start to migrate towards towards OpenAI, towards ChatGPT, and then that pulls ad dollars away from Reddit or AppLovin or Facebook, Google, YouTube, whatever. So, I mean, right now there's enough ad dollars to go around. I mean, Reddit's another one of our big positions. I think that one is undervalued too. I mean, that one's even cheaper on paper than AppLovin is. I mean, Reddit's trading at 20 times EPS right now, 20 times forward EPS. And one of the potential catalysts for them is a new LLM licensing deal with Gemini, ChatGPT, and then maybe Anthropic. So right now they're in a lawsuit with Anthropic. I don't know how it gets settled. I mean, there's a court date, I think, in a couple months. I mean, it's possible they settle before that. And then that settlement includes some sort of a licensing deal from Reddit, because Gemini's already paying for data and OpenAI's already paying for data. It's a pretty high assumption that Anthropic will have to pay for Reddit data as well, especially, if there's a lot of human data content that's generated on Reddit. I believe there's like 25 billion posts archived. So, there's a lot of data to help train these LLMs. Right now, Gemini and OpenAI are paying $130 million a year combined. I've talked to some analysts that think that number could double best case. And then they say like worst case or base case, that number just gets renewed.
Well, one thing that's interesting, I'm in right next to New York City, right? So I'm listening to the news, and I saw Kathy Hochul, who's the governor of New York right now, starting June 1st. If you have AI in like an AI model in your advertiser, you have to like put this is an AI model, right? So it could be interesting to see, kind of going back to Reddit here, where they may clamp down and be like, hey, you guys can't just steal everyone's website, if people have stuff in there. Because like when I first was on, ChatGPT, it felt like every answer was coming from Reddit. And I've noticed over time it hasn't as much. So maybe they've been like scraping that, and maybe that's part of the lawsuit here. But if they clamp down as a government, maybe I could see that being beneficial for Reddit. If they're like, hey, you need to like clearly say this was pulled from Reddit versus just taking it as is.
I mean, I think Reddit is cited more frequently in Gemini results than OpenAI or ChatGPT results. I mean, and part of it might be just Google and Reddit have had a partnership for a long time. I mean, a lot of new user growth comes from Google. And if you look at recent data, so like I added to our Reddit position today because there's more alt data out this morning. So we pay for a lot of alt data. I forget who put out a report this morning, but the metrics for Q2 are looking pretty good and higher than expectations. So sell side estimates for DAU growth are 18% year over year. Right now, it's tracking at about 20% year over year. And then revenues, I think the sell side is at, let me just double check. I think the sell side at 46% for Reddit Q2 revenues.
Yeah, I'm pulling up any other catalyst here. They're saying that I'm just seeing when the next S&P
sell side at 46% Q2, and the alt data is tracking at 52 or 53% year over year for Q2. So, I mean, it does look like Reddit should do another beat and raise. I mean, I feel like this company does some of the biggest beats and raises every quarter, and they just never get credit for it because everyone's just afraid that either ad dollars are going to rotate over to the agentic AI platforms, the LLMs, or that Google and OpenAI are going to start to reduce their reliance on Reddit. So you're going to see Reddit cited less in results. Or that DAU growth is going to slow down. Now the new one is Meta, just released a forums,
that was
a Reddit clone. I don't think it's really going to pick up any steam. I mean, part of it is just the Reddit crowd loves the kind of the anonymous nature of of participating in those, in the community forums. And that's apparently not going to be the case with Meta, because you're going to be logged in as a user. So the admins will be able to see who you are. And I don't know.
Think about Twitter. They killed off communities, right? So that was kind of similar somewhat to Reddit forums. The one thing I was going to say is, you think about like, I don't know if you watch like TBPN, but they're a podcast that was getting like, honestly, like a little bit more views than ours. We're not getting hit up for $200 million, acquisition right now. If someone's out in the crowd, I'll take 10 right now.
Is that
the point of what I was saying there is it's very similar to almost like Reddit users, in the sense where it's like, you're on Instagram, you're kind of just scrolling or whatever. I feel like the people that are on Reddit, like their active user growth may not be as high, but like the time on site and the amount of like the loyalty and like how crazy these people are that sit on Reddit and will read everything, right? Like it's probably better for an advertiser, right? The dollar amount per user.
Absolutely. It's very targeted. There's a lot of data that those advertisers could use to target, specific people, even though they're anonymous. But the average time spent on Reddit per day is significantly higher than any other platform. I think it's the highest. I think Reddit and YouTube are like the two highest in terms of time spent per day, much higher than Facebook or Instagram. But a lot of these people that are in these communities on Reddit, they've been in them for years, like years and years and years, that are focused around certain topics or whatnot. And they're just not going to abandon those communities and go over to Meta, just because Meta spins up a clone. So, this Reddit was down last week because of that. I think it was down 6% at one point during the day. It was either Thursday or Friday, and, bounced back a little bit. I think it was green today last time I checked. So, yeah, I think it's a buying opportunity. I mean, right now, everything AI is working. Everything not AI is not working. Like, this is a extremely focused or narrow market. Thankfully, we have 45 or 50% of our fund in AI stocks. So Nebius, IREN, Credo, A-Lab, AAOI, Lumentum, Coherent. What else do we have in there? Micron, Hynix, Qualcomm. Like, we own a lot of those AI infrastructure names. We don't really own any hyperscalers. I mean, we have a very small position in Amazon, a very small position in Meta. I just don't think, the amount of capital that those hyperscalers are spending over the next few years is just insane. CapEx this year is going to be around 750, 800 billion from the hyperscalers, especially if you include Oracle and SpaceX. And then next year it's expected to top $1 trillion. So I went back and looked at the CapEx estimates for some of the hyperscalers over the next 4 or 5 years. So Meta, from 2025 through 2030, Meta is expected to spend $800 or $900 billion on CapEx. And then between 2025 and 2030, Amazon is expected to spend 1.3 trillion on CapEx. Trillion. Like, it's just insane how much money is getting thrown around from these hyperscalers. So I would rather not own the hyperscalers. I'd rather own the companies that are benefiting from that CapEx, right? The ones that have the land, the power, providing the connectivity, the cables, the chips, the memory, the optics. So that's how I'm playing it. I think those names, some of them have done very well over the last 6, 12, 18 months. I still think that there's a ways to go on the upside, especially if these CapEx numbers hold up for the next few years. So, IREN right now is a $50-something stock. I have a base case and a bull case scenario. Base case, this is a $200 stock in the next few years. Bull case, this could be a $400 or $500 stock in the next few years. It just, how quickly can they get this? If they have 5 gigawatts of secured power, how quickly can they build out the infrastructure? How quickly can they land contracts? And then how do they finance it? Because, the smart people are saying that it costs about $50 billion to build out 1 gigawatt of, AI data centers. To build out 5 gigawatts of AI data centers is going to cost $250 billion, which is like 10 times the size of IREN's market cap. So, like, that's
the IREN army is strong, I will say, on Twitter, because I'm in on Nebius, and it's like a battle between the two. It's own both.
I feel like I'm one of the few people that owns both and likes both.
Yeah, I own both.
Like, I see they're definitely not the same. IREN is closer to Cypher, APLD, CORD, like, Bitcoin miner turned, AI high performance, computing data center. And then you have Nebius and CoreWeave, which are closer, like they're more, a lot of them they're renting data space, and then they're using their, kind of their AI software stacks to land these large hyperscaler contracts, but they don't usually own the land and the power.
Right. I just did a big write up on Nebius, actually, just talking about some of their investments too. So they have a few investments that are going to be $8 to $10 billion, right? So it's basically like bringing on another couple hyperscalers there. So
yeah,
it'll be an interesting story. I will say, you gotta listen to the Chris Camillo podcast that came out on it was on I don't love the other guys, the iced coffee. It was an interesting podcast though. He was talking about how his biggest bet is in Amazon, because even though they have their capex is going crazy, like they have a lot of expenses that could come down basically from some of these investments in AI. And he thinks the next round of AI story will be like the big companies that are out there that are getting the net benefit from all of the AI investments, to lower their expenditures over time. So we'll see. I just made more.
Amazon's playing in a lot of spaces. I mean, they're part of, the humanoid robotics theme. I mean, they're probably going to have orbital data centers at some point, whether they do them on their own or they do them, with SpaceX or someone else. They have their own robotaxi service as well. So like Amazon's basically in everything. It's just such a large company. It's just hard for me to get excited about it. Whereas,
fair.
We have 2 or 3 positions in robotics. We have 2 or 3 positions in space. We have 2 or 3 positions in drones and defense. So like, I would rather split up those bets into smaller companies that are growing a lot faster than what Amazon is doing as a whole, because for Amazon, like, I don't really care about their e-commerce business, and I don't really care so much about the AWS business. I mean, it's a phenomenal business that kicks off great margins, but AWS is probably growing at 15 or 20% right now, and they obviously have a lot of competition from Azure and Google Cloud and a bunch of other ones. So like, I don't really care about AWS. I think all their other bets are kind of cool. Like, I kind of wish Amazon would like split up into 3 pieces and have like the AWS business, the e-commerce business, and then like everything else business. But
peptides. Does Amazon ever sell peptides? Is that a concern? Yeah.
Well, I mean, Amazon bought what's the health company they bought a couple years ago? Not One Medical.
Yeah.
So Amazon bought One Medical. Amazon bought PillPack. So they do have like a digital health business that is similar to Hims. They also sell GLPs just like Hims. They have partnerships with Eli Lilly and Novo Nordisk just like Hims does, even though the Eli Lilly partnership is not technically a partnership with Hims, because Hims goes through Lilly direct. I do think at some point, though, you will see more formal partnership between Hims and Eli Lilly, especially before Eli Lilly launches Retatrutide, because Hims has those 3 million customers or members. Eli Lilly is going to want Hims to push those, push Retatrutide to those 3 million people. So, and then like, I think as more time goes along and Hims proves to the market that they're no longer going to be in the compounding GLP business, like, I think they have to kind of repair their reputation where it looked like they were, because that's kind of what happened, right? They did a deal with Novo Nordisk, but then they kept, compounding GLPs behind the scenes, and that's what they were selling to their customers more than the Novo branded GLPs. So now that Hims has basically shut down that business and they're focused more on branded GLPs, I think that'll give them some credibility with Eli Lilly to get a more formal partnership formed. Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, I would say, if you're looking for a bear case on Hims, that's probably one, is that Amazon continues to double down on their digital health business, and that becomes a real competitor to Hims. So I'm curious to see, like, once we see peptides available as category 1, how long does it take Hims to start selling those peptides? How long does it take Amazon to start selling those peptides? And then who does the average customer go to? Like, would I rather buy my peptide from Hims or Amazon? Like, personally, I think I'd rather go to Hims.
Yeah.
Like, if that's what they're just focused on versus Amazon, which is doing a billion different things, I feel like there's a likelihood that they don't do it the right way, or that they cut corners or try to do it cheap. And I think Hims is more likely to do it the right way and, So I
mean, Amazon would have a lot more to lose potentially too, though. So that you kind of feel safe going to the big company just because in America you can still sue people, right? So I get what you're saying, though. I mean, you'd want to go with the company that is 100% focused on that and make sure that it's clean. Because that's been my biggest fear of why I haven't done it is, what am I injecting in? Is this in China? Is this dirty? So that's always been.
You don't know what you're injecting. I mean, to be honest. So I've tried 4 or 5 different companies. I've kind of settled on one that I like the most right now. I have not had any problems with them or their products. The only time I've had, so I was using a company called Alpha Omega Peptides, and for whatever reason, I've had 3 sort of allergic reactions to their peptides. So people call it like a histamine reaction. You basically kind of break out in hives around the injection site. And it's only been with tesamorelin and sermorelin, and it's only happened with Alpha Omega. And when I question them on it, they're like, okay, well, send us pictures of the rash or whatever. And I'm like, it's too late, because it only lasts like 2 hours and I didn't take pictures of it. So they're like, okay, well, sorry, we're not going to give you a refund for it. Versus right now I buy most of my peptides from easypeptides.com. And last week, one of the packages I ordered got lost. FedEx or UPS lost it, and I contacted the company. They're like, "Oh, we're so sorry about that. We'll send out a new package like right now." And they did. They overnighted a new package to me. So like they just handle customer service better than the other one. But at the end of the day, you just don't know where these companies are getting their peptides. A lot of them are coming from China. You hope that they're doing third-party batch testing on them, so that you hope that these what are they called? The COAs that are on the website are legit and not AI generated. But I am eager to see companies like HIMSS get into this space and provide some, transparency and
accountability. Probably pay a little bit more, but you'll feel better about it, knowing that it is clean. We got. I mean, my next one's not till 1:30, so I could put it on pause and you could wrap it up, or if you had one more that you wanted to.
We can keep going.
CRDO was one that we wanted. CRDO, HROW, those are 2. CRDO I've seen. HROW 0, I know nothing about it. A-Lab's another one that I've seen a lot of.
I'll do Credo and Harrow Health for 5 minutes each. So Credo reports earnings next week, so keep that in mind. Like, don't go piling into a position with earnings on board. However, I do think they're going to crush earnings. For the last few quarters, they have just annihilated earnings. The sell side right now, I believe, is looking for 150% year-over-year revenue growth from Credo when they report. I think they end up doing probably closer to 160%. And once again, these are phenomenal margins. And I think their guidance could be bigger. So the knock on Credo for a while was that they were really just focused on copper. As the market started to get more excited about optics or opticals, they started to beat up Credo, or they were buying Lumentum, buying Coherent, buying
Photonics,
buying Marvel, and selling Credo because they thought it was just a copper play. Even though Credo said that they had optics coming, that they were doing in development, final stages of development for optics. They already had hyperscaler contracts lined up. They went and bought an optics company a few months ago, and then since then we've seen Credo stock react very positively. So this is no longer just a copper play. I mean, it's copper and optics, and it's possible that we see some bigger guidance going forward because of the optics acquisition they made. So, I mean, I'm expecting them to beat by at least 30-40 million when they report next week. A-Lab is more retimers, so it's a little bit different, but like they're both in this kind of connectivity group along with Marvell and some of the other ones. So Credo's still relatively, I'd say it's fairly valued. It's not overvalued. I mean, company growing revenues 150% or maybe 160% this quarter with, I don't know, I think it's 42 or 43% net income margins. I'd have to double check. I mean, the stock's probably trading at 30 times earnings last time I checked, if I remember correctly. So it's definitely not an expensive stock. Now, I mean, the question is, how long can they maintain triple-digit revenue growth? Maybe a couple more quarters, then you start to see that, the deceleration and the year-over-year growth versus a company like AAOI, which is just starting to scale now. you're going to see triple-digit revenue growth from AAOI for the next 4 to 6 quarters.
Damn.
So, their revenue growth is going to go from 50, 60% year over year to like triple digits for the next year, year and a half, maybe even 2 years. So I talked to a optics analyst a couple weeks ago. I think it was Stifel. I can't remember now, Macquarie. And his 2 favorite names in the sector are still Lumentum and Coherent. And he said like the highest risk is AAOI because management has sort of burned investors in the past. They tend to overpromise and underdeliver. And right now, AAOI is making the biggest promises out there in terms of like their ramp up over the next 2 or 3 years. If they hit those numbers, those targets they've put out, then the analyst agrees AAOI does have the most upside. So we own 3, Coherent and Lumentum. They both also have investments from Nvidia, which is kind of, just the stamp of approval. But AAOI is the one that does have the most torque to the upside if they actually come through and hit their numbers. Harrow Health. So I would say of all the names in my portfolio, the one that I think has the highest potential for a 10-bagger over the next 5 years is Harrow, if they hit their numbers. So this is another one where management has overpromised and underdelivered, at least in the short term. So they missed Q1 revenues, but they kept their 2026 revenue guidance at $350 million. They're also sticking with their 2027 Q4 revenue guidance of $250 million. So they just did $44 million in Q1. They're saying they're going to get to $250 million in quarterly revenue by the end of next year, which is like a 30% quarter over quarter compounded growth rate, like something that you've never really seen before from a company. Now, memory stocks might be doing that right now, which is a little bit different, but like Harrow Health, if they hit these numbers, if they can, do the $350 million this year, $250 million by Q4 of next year, I mean, this stock could easily be a 5-bagger in 18 months. So they're
pharma, or what do they do?
Yeah, it's biopharma. So it's eye care. So, I mean, they have a portfolio of drugs. Their 2 biggest drugs probably make up 75, 80% of their total revenues. But what's interesting about them is they bought a portfolio. They bought an eye care portfolio. I think it was off Novartis last year, and now they're growing that. They just doubled the size of their sales team. So, they have a great product portfolio, and now they finally have a sales team that can go out there and sell it. The other reason I'm super bullish is because of this product called G-Melt. So G-Melt is a anesthesia, I don't know.
Either one
works. It's a ketamine-based drug that right now is not FDA approved, so it can't get insurance coverage. So patients have to pay for it out of pocket, and then Harrow is just compounding it themselves. But they acquired the company that created it, so they own all of the rights right now. They think it'll be FDA approved either by the end of 2027 or early 2028. And the CEO of Harrow says he thinks that could be their biggest drug, or will be their biggest drug, potentially $1 billion drug at some point in the future. So there's a lot of these minimally invasive procedures, dental, cosmetic, I don't know,
there was one. I had a friend whose dad owned this company where the eyelids would droop. I actually probably need that. Your eyelids are drooping. It like opens them up if you're
for eye surgery.
Instead of eye surgery, it's like customer facing. It's like a pill or a drop you'd put in, and it would just like open up your eyes.
It might be for them. So I mean, they have a lot of eye drops. So they have a lot of drugs or eye care products for post-op, pre-op, and then obviously during, either for dry eye, retina surgery, cataract surgery, all that stuff. So, but G-Melt's the one that does look the most promising because it appeals to a wide variety of minimally invasive surgeries.
Yeah.
And it's ketamine based, so it's like you're in, you're out. There's no anesthesia involved. And once it's FDA approved, then the doctors can do their cost plus whatever it is.
Right.
So that, it becomes a profit center for them as well. So it's it's only it's like a 1.3 billion dollar company. And like I said, they were supposed to do $350 million in revenues this year. So it might only be trading at 3 times revenues with 35% year. So I think if they did,
Do they have options on them yet or no?
I doubt it. I mean, we tried selling options once and the market's not liquid enough for it. So
Yeah,
probably not. I mean, I don't know if you need options for something
it's
like
cheap
this.
enough. Yeah.
I mean, this one can move pretty quickly in both directions. I mean, it's gotten beat up the last few months. I mean, I would say if sort of like TransMedics. I mean, these are two companies where management has put out some very bullish long-term guidance. If they hit those numbers, these stocks are insanely undervalued right now, but there's a risk that they don't. You know, that's the risk with both companies, is that management is just, they've been too ambitious or bullish, and the long-term targets they have out there are just not attainable, and they'll have to back off them at some point. I mean, right now, both companies are doubling down on that long-term guidance, so I have no reason to doubt it yet, but, you know, we'll see. I mean, it'll be two interesting stories to watch play out over the next few years. Okay, I think we lost connection.
Jonah, a pleasure, man. This is oh shit.
Yeah, you're frozen.
Can you hear me?
Okay, I gotta bounce anyways. I'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, I'll let
See
you
ya.
go. Appreciate you coming on, man. We'll
You got
talk
it.
to you.
Bye.
All right.
Oh, shit.
For the Bitcoiners here in the audience, you did the hard part. You held on to your Bitcoin. You didn't sell. But life happens, right? Taxes come due, opportunities pop up. Maybe you just want to buy a house, a car, take that huge trip without selling your Bitcoin. Never sell your Bitcoin. Go to archlending.com. That's ARCH lending.com. We got to update the rates. They're actually lower than they are today. So check them out, /daily stack, and you get 1% off of that as well. So stay tuned. We'll be back in about 5 minutes. We're bringing another old Pounding the Table member on board with Reilly, and he's got a very cool subsea company that he's building out. So stay tuned, and we'll be back very shortly.
Turn it up loud. Hey, man. You a little sucker for love. Word up. I should have seen you was trouble right from the start. Taught me so many lessons. How not to mess with broken hearts. So many questions. When this began, we was the perfect match, perhaps. We had some problems, but we working at it. And now the arguments are getting loud. I wanna stay, but I can't help from walking out. Let's throw it away. Just take my hand and understand. If you could see, I never planned to be a man. It just wasn't me. But now I'm searching for commitment and other arms. I wanna shelter you from harm. Don't be alarmed. Your attitude was the cause. You got me stressing. Soon as I open up the door with your jealous questions. Like, where can I be? You're killing me with your jealousy. Now my ambitions to be free, I can't breathe. Cause soon as I leave, it's like a trap. I hear you calling me to come back. I'm a sucker for love. Trap me, say you're pregnant, and guess who's the daddy? Don't wanna fall for it, but in this case, what could I do? So now I'm back to making promises to you, trying to keep it true. What if I'm wrong? A trick to keep me holding on, trying to be strong in the process, keep it going. About to lose my composure, I'm getting close to packing up and leaving notes and getting ghosts. Tell me who knows a peaceful place where I can go to clear my head. I'm feeling low, losing control. My heart is saying leave, or what a tangle where we weave when we conspire to conceive. And now you're getting calls at the house, guess you're cheating. That's all I need to hear, cause I'm leaving. I'm out the door, never no more when you see me. This is the end, cause now I know you've been cheating. I'm a sucker for love.
Do for love. You
Sucker
tried
for love.
everything, but you don't give up, baby. Oh yeah. You tried everything, but you don't give up, baby.
Now we left you with scars, tears on your pillow when you still stay. As you sit and pray, hoping the beatings will go away. It wasn't always a hit and run relationship. It used to be love, happiness, and companionship. Remember when I treated you good? I moved you up to the hills, out the ills of the ghetto hood. Me and you a happy home when it was and I knew it. You told me, don't worry about it, we can do it now. I'm under pressure, make a decision cause I'm waiting. When I'm alone, I'm on the phone, having secret conversations. I wanna take your misery, replace it with happiness, but I need your faith in me. I'm a sucker for love.
You tried everything.
No, you ain't right, but I'm a sucker for love.
You tried it.
Trying to hear you here.
Hold on. Here we go.
There we go.
There we go. Reilly McAdams. Let me upload this. I don't know why it's still showing Jonah. We have Jody is overseas right now, so my tech guys.
Yeah,
getting me
of
killed.
course.
Let me- sorry.
This is Ali, co-founder.
What's up, Avi? How's it going?
Good to see you again. All right. I'm getting a little echo. You guys getting the feedback?
I think it's good on our end.
Yeah.
Let me try one. All right. Check. Nope. This is live right now. We're at 1,500 people watching. So we'll just
Love
keep
it.
going.
Love it.
Reilly, welcome back to the old school Pounding the Table. Now we are the Daily Stack, and you've since
Love it.
grown from our favorite intern that we used to joke about to a real man, starting your own company, and you guys are building something awesome. So want to hear all about it. Let me take this off. I don't know why I'm hearing feedback. You guys don't hear it though. Huh?
Nope.
All
Good
right.
on our end.
I'll just try to ignore it. Anyways, let's hear all about Seabase.
Seabase, yeah. No, so basically we're building modular data centers that go underwater. Some people might remember Project Natick. About 8 years ago, they basically started piloting basically a submarine with compute in it. You know, they put it on the seabed near Ireland. They effectively basically had 800 plus servers in this basically submarine and used it for essentially cooling and just trying to test out if they could use less water and just a totally different architecture. And so basically we looked at that about a year ago and pretty much saw the limiting factors, whether it be logistics, cooling, deployment, pretty much everything that was an issue with it. We basically went to the drawing board and pretty much solved the limiting factors there. And so we have a couple different patents pending on deployment, cooling, and overall just logistics. But yeah, I mean, basically, this is the pod that we have here. Essentially, this will be a shipping container form factor and essentially sit on the seabed near major metros. And basically, the goal for this is to provide high density AI compute near major metros, near the demand zone. So problem right now with AI infrastructure is it's very centralized. Typically in the middle of nowhere, out in the middle of a farm, multiple gigawatts, massive data centers. This is great for training, an issue for inference, for actually using AI. And so we were actually building a agentic trading platform a little over a year ago, and saw basically a bunch of these limiting factors. What was the problem with the infrastructure that the agents are going to be built on? And so, like I said, we went to the drawing board with Project Natick, came up with what we believe is the perfect AI data center for agentic, real-time AI. What's actually coming for this distribution of AI. And we realized that these major metros they're really capped on power and cooling density. You can't really fit that much in these major metros. So being able to put it into these units that could go into the ocean, you could actually put these right outside major metros, since over 70% of the world basically lives near the ocean. So you would actually put these near where major metros are, where the demand zones are, and actually provide this AI compute at a high level, as well as not having any water. You're not going to be able to see this. You're going to put this underwater. No one has to worry about the noise, anything like that. And you could actually run high density compute. So we could run the Rubin architecture. We could run next generation architectures. We're not limited on, the old ones, Hopper, or anything like that. We actually want to have the highest density. We want to have the best compute in this and be able to provide this to, critical infrastructure, high performance, enterprises, anyone that really needs this high density, low latency compute. We could really provide it to them.
Yeah. Now, does it, do you have PETA knocking on your door saying you're pulling fish or anything like that?
Yeah, I wish. No, so he actually invested in Panthalassa about a couple weeks ago. So they're a little different. They effectively do their own power generation. basically using OTEC, which is a form of basically pulling cold water, basically bringing it up to the surface, mixing it with hot water, effectively generating electricity that way. And they're looking to basically power edge compute. Problem is they effectively have to go in the middle of nowhere. They have to go far out offshore, connect to satellites. You don't have the low latency. There's kind of issues on that. You're going to have workloads. You're going to have the regular batch workloads that are going to be sent there. Same thing with orbital compute. You're going to send it via satellite and be able to get through large batches. That's fine. But when you're talking about life and death situations, critical infrastructure, everyday life, you're going to want that as low latency as you can. And so people like Pantelis or orbital compute, they're going to struggle with being able to actually provide what most people need on a day-to-day basis. They're going to still be, you're going to have workloads that everyone's going to use. That's fine. They're going to be really good player in the world. But for us, we want to connect via terrestrial fiber, connect into these major metros and provide, high throughput, low latency compute that, these enterprises can actually build businesses on. You have your hospitals that can actually build on this, knowing that they will have low latency compute when they need it.
Yeah, that's interesting because you see the whole AI trade, from the hyperscalers now, who had the chips to who's like the whole infrastructure. You guys are making about that ocean, pulling. What's the TAM look like if you have gone that far? I'm assuming in terms of like the real numbers. And my first thing, I'm cheering for you obviously, but like Microsoft or some of these big companies, are they not building these themselves?
Yeah, no, I mean, you have a lot of these companies are racing to build the training infrastructure. They want to build the absolute best model that they possibly can. And in order to do this, you need to be able to build the biggest data centers. You need to be able to have the most chips that you can tied together. So for everyone, they're trying to build out these multiple gigawatt data centers so then you can help out Anthropic, OpenAI, Kimi, all these cool models, help them get better, help them get bigger. So a lot of them are still building on that. And then the rest of them are essentially trying to build, the next one. So you have your Irenes, you have your Cyphers, you have these smaller ones that are building 100, 200 megawatts, which is great. But again, they're still trying to copy everyone else, put these in Texas, put these in Canada, where for us, we're trying to go into Miami, Latin America, Europe, these really, really good markets that are up and coming, as well as go into your LA or New York and slide into these places that, you can't put a massive data center in. You don't want people yelling at you. So yeah, I mean, we have a massive TAM. Quite honestly, I mean, the numbers are obscene right now. You're having capex just on infrastructure topping 600, 700 billion. And you're talking about companies like Anthropic that are pushing $50 billion annual run rate. It's crazy what you're actually seeing here just in the last 3-4 years. These massive companies that are just growing, 10, 20% month over month. I mean, and they just can't get it on compute.
Yeah, I mean, I've been in Nebius. That was one that you actually. I gave credit to Joey, but you actually did tell me, I think, a couple of years ago about these guys. So
yeah.
And Sweetgreen's the other one that you've kind of been correct on recently. So that will be fun to watch. But we'll keep the focus on Seabase. I do want to touch on a little bit of research. Project Matic from Microsoft. Proved that it works underwater. It does work, but they did scrap it. Do you know why they scrapped it? Did they not see enough?
Yeah, no, there's a couple different reasons. Really the logistics side. So moving a 40-foot container with a bunch of massive foundation, you'd call it. It's really hard to move something like that. So that was definitely one of the issues. But again, the permitting is kind of an issue for them, is because they need to get into the U.S. They need to get into the U.S. at scale. For us, we don't need to, worry about building a 1+5, whatever it is, gigawatt data center. We can build our small data centers and be able to handle our customers, which is inference focus. We don't need to build this to try and go build a massive training cluster, go build it for general purpose cloud, nothing like that. We want to focus on AI inference and not have to deal with all the other stuff that, your Azures, your Google Clouds, whatever it might be that are building towards. We want to focus specifically on what we're going to be good at and not have to worry about general purpose or anything like that. So you have, all these different players like Microsoft that tried experimenting with Natick. You also have the orbital data center. Google's trying to build that. Tesla, SpaceX are trying to go do something different, try and build alternative to what basically Natick was, which was something different, something not just in a box, in a box in the middle of wherever it is, try doing something completely different. So basically putting a submerged submarine pretty much at the seabed, see what happens. And like you're kind of saying, like, there was a little iffy data, but actually the reliability increased significantly. You had an 8x reliability. So You're able to actually have nitrogen inside of these, so you basically have almost a perfect environment. So when these chips are not just in air, dust, all this stuff, they're in nitrogen, sitting in a perfect environment, as well as having perfect cooling. So being able to use the ocean, you can find depth when you need to and actually have much better heat transfer. So being able to have that, you basically have these chips that are very expensive, put in the perfect environment. Their environment that they want is not in a regular data center. As much as we'd like to say that, that's just what we build.
Yeah.
But in reality, you really don't want that. You want to be able to want to strip out the air. You want to be able to have as consistent cooling as you can, because when you throttle, when you have issues with cooling and you're throttling, it's an issue. You're gonna lose some of your throughput. Your chips are not gonna run as good. So when you actually have a perfect environment, not only are you gonna have really good chips, but you're also gonna have them last longer, and you're gonna have them run at a higher throughput rate. So being able to have that, not just overall, but also having that right outside of a major metro, is massive, massive gains on throughput. So instead of having, your data center far away, being really inefficient, having lower utilization, you put it right next to demand, hide it from everyone. No one can see it, yet you have increased throughput, and you can actually service many more people, many more customers than what competitors typically.
And you're thinking like hospitals, no longer Soldier Field. Now it's going to be in Gary, Indiana, potentially for the stadium. But what are you seeing like realistically for not the TAM necessarily, but the TAM? Like what's realistic for you guys? You think?
Yeah, I mean, even if you think about like with Waymo and how their models work, things like that, real-time physical AI is going to be big for this. Anything that is highly time sensitive when it comes to the inferencing is going to be the biggest use case for us.
And you guys got the nice tans already. You're in Puerto Rico. I don't know if it's the lighting, but I need some sun myself here. Why'd you guys choose Puerto Rico? What's the day-to-day look like for you guys? Is it hard to take away from the ladies on the beach and you got to go meet with government employees? Or like, what's that look like? And how'd you guys choose Puerto Rico?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the beach is definitely attractive. It's right out front. So we got very lucky with where we chose. But to bring it back to why we're here, actually, of course, most people are familiar with Puerto Rico or know the very favorable tax advantages that are here. But mainly for us to be able to prove this in warm water, we can essentially show that we can deploy this anywhere nationwide or even globally, right? So if we can prove it in the hardest possible environment, we're going to be able to scale infinitely. So that's really the biggest reason why we're here in Puerto Rico.
No, very, very interesting. Have you guys had challenges? I mean, you guys put together a pretty amazing team. So I don't know if you want to get into beyond you two. I was blown away. I was like, damn, Reilly's grown up here.
Yeah, I mean, for our team, one of our biggest ads was a maintenance company for data centers, CDS, the CEO. He sits on our advisor board. We also have UPRM down here. It's a major engineering school that we're working with for the build and the power side of our pods. We also have Jack Rademacher, who is MIT PhD graduate in electrical engineering and computer science. He's been helping with kind of the logistics around the pod. He's very familiar with subsea engineering. That's his specialty. So he's been a huge help, especially when it comes to the build out for these pods.
And I know you're a big college basketball fan. We also added UConn to the list. So yeah, they're working on CFD, basically your digital twins, basically anything on simulations they're working with us on. So yeah, we're pretty pumped to have them as well, and looking for pretty much anyone else that wants to help out with this. So if anyone listening wants to help out the boys here, glad to hear anyone that wants to join.
Yeah. What are you guys raising funds? Are you guys raising funds? Is it still looking? I mean, I'd imagine you guys constantly need new funds for something this big.
Yeah. No. So we're pretty close. We're looking to have a couple more milestones, add a couple more advisors, and then start to open up this raise here in the next month or so. So yeah, we're looking forward to it pretty much. So yeah.
I'm gonna pull up your website for you, Reilly, because I love you so much here.
Yeah, no, I spent quite a bit of time on it.
Seabase AI. So you got the is that city of Chicago back there?
No, it's a anonymous city there.
Wherever you want it.
Yeah, wherever
Okay.
you want it to be. Love the birds there.
I love it. I love it. And so this is what it looks
Yeah,
like.
So this is what the cluster would look like. So you could have 50 plus megawatts right there that you're looking at. So these units can have between 1 to 5 megawatts in. So you can really, really push the density on these.
Wow. This is very cool.
20-foot pod and a 40-foot pod.
Yep.
What do you see? Sorry. Oh man, I really need Jody here. We'll take this one down. There we go. Sorry about this guy. Oh man. All right. We'll try it like this. All right. Nope. I'm getting killed right now. Sorry. This is live, guys. This is part of the challenge. I guess we'll wrap it up here. What are you guys looking forward to over the next 6 to 12 months? Where do you guys see this kind of any challenges you guys are facing today that you think you'll be able to fix, or what are you looking at?
Yeah, no, really just trying to work with local governments, trying to basically get through the permitting process for this. We really believe that some of the IP that we built out can kind of help expedite that a little bit. So that's kind of the big thing is working with regulators as much as we can. And like, look, we don't want to kill the ocean. We're going to work with the people that are best in the world at ocean sensing, going to make sure that these do not hurt the environment. No issues there. But yeah, no. And for what we're looking for and kind of for the crypto side is we really see that autonomous agents are going to take over. I think that this is still not talked about enough. I really believe that these agents are effectively going to be using stable coins. They're going to be interacting with our everyday lives, and they're going to want to use the best compute. They're going to want to have it where everyone else is, where the data is. So they're going to want it as close to these major metros as they can. So one of the big things for us is being able to not just sell to these enterprises, sell to people, but also sell to these autonomous agents that are going to be built. They're going to be running everyone's lives. So I think that's kind of the coolest thing about what we're building is that we're not just building it for me and you, for us. It's for these autonomous agents that are going to really actually be able to take over a lot of this world.
I love it. Well, Reilly, you've been a friend of the pod, the previous pod. So we'll have to keep watching this story, see where it goes, and enjoy your time down in Puerto Rico.
Appreciate
it for you and try to become some secret advisor as you guys continue to make progress.
Absolutely.
But for those watching, we're going to be bringing on another former Behind the Table friend here. We got KT Sniper coming on at 2:30 Eastern. So if you guys want to hang tight, I'll put on some music. I'm going to go try the new Sweet Green Caesar wrap.
Yeah.
To see if I can invest in Sweet Green.
Please do.
And I'm going to try to have Jody fix this little situation we got going on in the intro. But appreciate you coming on, guys, and wishing you guys all the best of success.
Appreciate it, Avi.
Thanks,
See ya.
Avi.
All right, see ya.
I never take a day off, work around the clock, my engineer getting paid off. Rock like Ace up, like the weed and take off. So high I cannot see, 8 off. Now I got these rappers all breaking up a sweat. Cause every time I get up on the mic I come correct. And I learned it from the best, always dressing something fresh. Looking for a little dime, big button, nice chest. Yes, they heard I used to rock Guess, but now I'm rocking clothes that ain't in the stores yet. Travel back in time, I'm in a vortex, trying to make it work out, think I need more reps. Used to take a bus, now the boy board jets. Cause kids got me buzzing like a fucking hornet. They say I got next, tell them that I got now. It's all Disney, boy, my family proud. Make them say L, make them say O. The hoes that tell me yes, the same ones that tell you no. Whoa, I ain't just an average Joe, way above the average flow. Boy, my life is most dope. No matter where life takes me, find me with a smile. Pursuit to be happy, don't be laughing like a child. I never thought life would be this sweet. It got me cheesing from cheek to cheek, and I ain't gonna wait for nothing, cause that just ain't my style. Life put imagination, making musical creation. The journey that I'm facing, plus the paper that I'm chasing, got me crazy after saying with the lames. I see you hating, but there's nothing that you changing. Thumbs up, I'm maintaining, no complaining when it's raining. I'll be in another zone, move out my mother's home to a world to call my own. I ain't gonna play around no more. Find a difference from the ground and the floor. If we gotta fight, I'll be down for the war. Thumbs up, homie, I'll be sure. No matter where life takes me, find me with a smile. Pursuit to be happy, only laughing like a child. I never thought life would be this sweet. It got me cheesing from cheek to cheek, ay, ay. And I ain't gonna wait for nothing, cause that just ain't my style. Life couldn't get better. This gon' be the best day ever.
This one goes out to all sides worldwide. Let that play ass nigga thump it, be your guide. As we go on the ride, we play hating killers and hood niggas thrive. And lame ups can barely survive.
Catch me rolling through the city, riding with the top off. Man, my whip so big when you in it. Round to get lost. Tell my to let her head up. What it costs? Tell me, baby, if you about that life right now. Hope it ain't so. No, I could put you in the Mile High Club. What's up? Let's take a trip. Have you ever read the world is yours on a blimp? Tell her be free, baby, spread your wings, get your legs in the sky like a plane, let me guide that, I'm the pilot. Can't nobody see you 30,000 feet on your knees, and the products make a big come about it. Get high, baby, roll on, cloud nine about to go up. Loving the feeling, the turbulence, girl, when we turn up. When we land, we can roll out, show you something you ain't know about. Tonight we be taking off like with the camera to show out. I got you in the air, your body in the air. How I feel up here. You can scream as loud as you want, loud as you can. Ain't nobody gon' hear. Would you like it better if we hit the West Coast? Tell me if you're about that life right now. Hope it ain't tall. What's up? Let's take a trip. Have you ever read the world is yours on a blimp? Tell her be free, baby, spread your wings, get your legs in the sky like a plane, let me guide that, I'm the pilot. Can't nobody see you 30,000 feet on your knees, and the products make a big come about it. Get high, baby, roll on. Cloud nine about to go up. Loving the feeling, the turbulence, girl, when we turn up. When we land, we can roll out. Show you something you ain't know about. Cold world. Tonight we be taking off like with the camera to show out.
I got it. Listen, you need it that's gonna come over and you need it that you know is not gonna run his mouth. You need it when he done probably gonna put you out. You need it that's so big it's like a foot is in your mouth, and you ain't babysitting but my kids all on your couch. And oh, you nasty, oh, you nasty. Both graduated, so keep it classy. Look, they love me in the shot like MJ. They love me in the shot like Oprah. No block, not even a Kimbe. Compare the cold where you're softer than a sofa. It's so far, my new so far. Check my profile. Who you know make waves in a low tide? Debo, Joe, now she both fine. Little brown liquor in my liver. Pretty brown thing in my bed. Been a long time since I had to ask for head, so God don't make me big. But I will if I need to. Cause for real, girl, I need you. I can put you on a flight, we can take off the night. You scared of height, shit, I got a pill like a feed. Come.
I can put you in a Mile Club. What's up? Let's take a trip. Have you ever read The World Is Yours on a blend?
This one goes out to all sides.
To the phone, Snoop Doggy Dogg and Dr. Dre is at the dope, ready to make an entrance, so back on up.
Before I have to pull the strap out the cut,
give me the microphone first so I can bust like a bubble. Compton and Long Beach together, now you know you in trouble, cause ain't nothing but a G thing, baby. Too low out G, so we crazy. Death Row is the label that pays me. Unfadable, so please don't try to fake this. But back to the lecture at hand. Perfection is perfected, so I'ma let them understand. From a young G's perspective. And before me dig out a trick, I have to find a contraceptive. You never know, she could be earning her man and learning her man. And at the same time burning her man. Now when she burning, I'ma chill for a minute. Cause ain't no loving good enough to get burned while I'm offended. Yeah. And that's realer than real deal, Holyfield. And now you hooked us and know how I feel. Well, if it's good enough to give off a proper chunk, I take a small piece of some of that funky stuff. It's like this and like that and like this and it's like that and like this and like that and it's like this and like that and like this and Drake creep to the mic like a fan.
Well, I'm peeping and I'm creeping and I'm creeping, but I damn near got kept, cause my beeper kept beeping. Now it's time for me to make my impression felt. So sit back, relax and strap on your seatbelt. You've never been on a ride like this before. With a producer who can rap and control the maestro. At the same time with the dope rhyme that I kick, you know and I know I flow some old funky shit. To add to my collection, the selection symbolizes don't take a toke but don't choke. If you do, you have no clue of what me and my homie Snoop Dogg came to do.
It's like this and like that and like this and it's like that and like this and like that and it's like this.
And we ain't got no love for those.
So just chill to the next episode. Falling back on that, what a hellified gangster lean. Getting funky on the mic like an old batch of collard greens. It's the capital S-O-S oppression, double O-P, D-O double G-Y, D-O double G, you see. Showing much flex when it's time to wreck a mic. Pippin' been clacking a grip like my name was Dolomite. Yeah, and it don't quit. I think they in the mood for another one of those G hits. So Dre,
what up, dog?
We gotta give them what they want.
What's that, G?
We gotta break them off something.
Hell yeah.
And it's gotta be bumpin'. City of Compton.
It's where it takes place, so a national attention. Mobbing with the dog pound.
Oh, wow, wow.
Dropping the funky tracks is making the suckers just mumble. When I'm on the mic, it's like a cookie, they all crumble. Try to get close and you're bound to get smacked. My little homie Snoop Doggy Dogg has got my back. Never let me slip, cause if I slip, then I'm slipping. But if I got my Nina, then you know I'm straight tripping. And I'ma continue to put the rap down, put the Mac down. And if your woman wanna trip, I have to put the smack down. Yeah, and you don't stop. I told you I'm just like a clock when I tick and I talk. But I'm never off, always on till the break of dawn. See you when BTON in the city they call Long Beach. Putting it straight together like my homie DOC. No one can do it better
like this, that, and this, and it's like that, and like this, and like that, and it's like this.
Then we ain't got no love for dogs.
So just chill till the next episode. To the phone, Snoop Doggy Dogg and Dr. Dre is at the dope, ready to make an entrance, so back on up.
Before I have to pull the strap out the cut,
give me the mic.
Say yes, what up? It's Sean. Wiz. Yeah. It's a new year, new day. The hardest, regardless of what you do, say truthfully. Who would you to me? Money talks was taught to speak fluently. It's nothing new to me. Sometimes it takes 3 blunts to get through to me. It only took me months to get through the streets, but when you got beats and your lyrics are dumb hard, nobody gotta let you in the game, you just bombard. Yeah, but niggas are gon' hate though, no matter who you are. It's another one in your place, bro. Mind on cash, roll the grass and face slow. Learn fast to mow the grass, the snake slow. I look past the love, some niggas ain't sure. Made me my own man, now I do my grown man. More advanced, a young and nearly in the game. Shit looking better now, but I remember the rain. Slept on, knowing I'm the best songwriter, all freestyle, I bite a nigga's head off. The board was ill for I inked the deal. I signed cause the flow like mine needs a mill. I grind for real, and that's no days off. You work hard for it and it's gonna pay off. You can rap, even work a J.O.B. You're ducking them policemen cars trying to pump weight off. See, y'all was taught to get it how you live. Niggas know where it's been about his bread. In the stew, I'm a beast, I can speak to him all day. In high school, have what you need in the hallway. Stuff long Dutchess with broad haze. Attention is nothing new. It's true, I've been that nigga always. Remain the same with fame I gained. It's good now, but I remember the rain. Yeah, I remember the rain.
I want to hear that now. Can you, hey, George?
Presidents to represent me. I'm out for presidents to represent me. I'm out for presidents to represent me. I'm out for dead presidents to represent me.
Who wanna bet us that we don't touch letters, stack cheddars forever, live treacherous, all the etceteras. To the death of us, me and my confidants, you shine, you feel the ambiance, trying to get this rhyme. By the ounce though accumulates like snow. We don't just shine, we illuminate the whole show. You feel me? Factions from the other side would love to kill me. Spill 3/4 of my blood into the street, let alone the heat. But we hated looking up in his life in all possible ways. Know the feds is bugging my life. Hospital days reflecting when my man laid up on the uptown high block. He got his side sprayed up. I saw his life slipping. This is a minor setback. Yo, still in all we living. Just dream about to get back. That made him smile though his eyes said, "Pray for me. I do you one better and slay these faithfully." Murder is a tough thing to digest. It's a slow process, and I ain't got nothing but time. I had near brushes, not to mention 3 shots close range. Never touch me. Divine intervention can't stop by from drinking my ties with Tata down in Nevada. Ha ha, papa. Word life, I dabbled in crazy way. Without rap, I was crazy straight. Partner, I'm still spending money from 88.
Presidents to represent me. I'm out for presidents to represent me. I'm out for presidents to represent me. I'm out for dead presidents to represent me.
I make you and your whack mans fold like bad hands, roll like Monopoly. Advance, you copy me like white crystal. I gross the most at the end of the fiscal year than these could wish to. The dead presidential candidate with the sprinkles in the presidential ice that'll offend you in due time when crime flees my mind. All sneak thieves and player haters can shine. But until then, I keep the trillion cut diamond shining brilliant. I tell you half the story, the rest you fill it in. Long as the villain win, I spend Japan yen. The 10 major events catch me in the joints, convinced my iguanas is biting. J-A-Y hyphen, controlling, manipulating. I got a good life, man. Pounds and pence, enough dollars make sense. While you ride the bench, catch me swinging for the fence. Dead presidents, you know.
Dead presidents to represent me. Dead presidents to represent me. I'm out for 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 dead presidents to represent me.
So be it. The Soviet, the unified steady flow. You already know, you light, I'm heavy row, heavy dough. Mike machete your flow. Your paper falls slow like confetti. Mine's a steady grow, Betty grow. Pay 5 in it for blow. Better believe I have 1160 to show. My dough flip like Tycoon. Jay-Z the icon. Baby, you like Dawn. Maybe this crystals will change your life on. Roll with the winners. Heavy spinners like hit records. Rockefeller. Don't get it corrected. Perfected from chips, the chicks that scribbing a Lexus. Naked without your gun, we taking everything you brung. We caking, you faking, we getting it done. Crime family, well connected, JC. And you fake thugs is unplugged like MTV. Got MD3, take your treasure, my pleasure. Dead presidentials, politics is usual. Bah!
Presidents to represent me. Dead presidents to represent me. Dead presidents to represent me. Dead presidents to represent me. I'm out for 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 dead presidents to represent me. Presidents to represent me. I'm out for presidents to represent me. It's yours.
Whose world is this? It's mine, it's mine, it's mine. Whose world is this?
It's yours.
It's mine, it's mine, it's mine. Whose world is this? It's mine, it's mine, it's mine. Whose world is this? mine, whose world is this? It's mine, whose world is this? It's mine, whose world is this? it's mine. Whose world is this?
Yes. Who's back? Back again. Shady's back. Tell a friend. Guess who's back? 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 Na 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 na. I've created a monster, 'cause nobody wants to see Marshall no more. They want Shady, I'm chopped liver. Well, if you want Shady, this is what I give you. A little bit of me mixed with some hard liquor. Some vodka that'll jumpstart my heart quicker than a shock when I get shot at the hospital by the doctor when I'm not cooperating. When I'm rocking the table while he's operating. Hey, you waited this long to stop debating, 'cause I'm back, I'm on the... I know that you got a job, Miss Cheney, but your husband's heart problem's complicating, so the FCC won't let me be. Or let me be me, so let me see. They try to shut me down on MTV, but it feels so empty without me. So come on, dip, bum on your lips, jump back, jiggle the hip, and wiggle a bit and get ready, 'cause this is about to get heavy. I just settled all my lawsuits. F you, Debbie. Now this look like a job for me, so everybody just follow me, 'cause we need a little controversy, 'cause it feels so empty without me. This look like a job for me, so everybody just follow me, 'cause we need a little controversy, 'cause it feels so empty without me. The little hellions kids feeling rebellious, embarrassed that parents still listen to Elvis. They start feeling like prisoners, helpless, till someone comes along on a mission and yells, bitch! A visionary vision is scary. Could start a revolution, polluting the airwaves, a rebel. So just let me revel and bask in the fact that I got everyone kissing my ass. And it's a disaster, such a catastrophe for you to see so damn much of my ass. You asked for me, well I'm back, na 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 na. Fix your bend antenna, tune it in, and then I'm gonna enter in up under your nails like a splinter. The center of attention, back for the winner. I'm interested in the best thing since wrestling, investing in your kids' ears and nesting, testing. Attention, please feel the tension. Soon as someone mentions me, here's my 10 cents. My 2 cents is free, a nuisance. Who sent you sent for me? Now this looks like a job for me, so everybody just follow me, 'cause we need a little controversy, 'cause it feels so empty without me.
If you can't beat them, then you pop them. You can't man them, then you pop them. You can't stand them, then you drop them. You pop them, 'cause we pop them like over red and vodka. C3, okay, a millionaire. I'm a young money millionaire.
I promise we will get this correct. Hang on 1 second, Sniper.
That's okay.
We have, here we go. Here we go. Yeah, Jody is over in Europe right now. So he gave me the keys to the car, and I've never driven before here in the backstage. So, we're doing what we can. How you feeling, man?
Oh, pretty good. Pretty good.
You picked a good day to talk about Micron. Up almost 200 points or 150 points or something crazy.
God, yeah. I mean,
yeah, over 150 now.
They're
Wow.
actually early exercising my covered calls, and it's pretty insane.
Yeah. No, you know,
Yeah.
when Micron was down last week, I said to myself, next week's going to absolutely rip, just because that's been the trend for the past couple months now. And I did not think 150 point day, though. That is
I did not think
unheard
that.
of.
I was actually hoping for a 620 retest this week, but then I saw it this morning, and then after Trump, whatever he said during his New York rally, there's no words.
Yeah, it's pretty insane, but I mean, we still have some room too. I just wrote up something. I've wrote a bunch this week, and I'm pushing all these tweets out today. Just crazy now. But so it's gonna be. You still think it's got some room, or what does the chart look like after something like this? Can you look someone in the eye and say now's a good time to buy after being up 150, or do you think it's gonna pull back?
Full disclosure, I'm getting out.
Okay, all right, fair enough. I mean, it's been an insane run. I think. You called it. I know Sam called it too. I mean, if you look at the chart, it's.
I know it can go all the way up to 1,100, but then like that kind of rep in a very short time, like because see, like the time we added was about $350.
Yeah.
This was not long time ago. This was just like two and a half months back.
Yeah,
and
crazy.
freaking, like it's the same thing with ARM, man. Like my ARM, I had 300 calls that I sold, and they just early exercised them. You know, I was like, whoa, okay, whatever. Like, we bought it at like $94 or something after its earnings, and then now it's like 300. And all of this happened in like 2.5, 3 months. And I mean, this is money that I have never seen before being made on certain stocks. I'm like,
You're at like a different house every time we talk, so you're doing something right. Different area. Wait, so I don't know if you have the charts ready, but I'd love to just so people can see how if you haven't been in the ARM or the MU trade and SanDisk, I mean, I'm starting to get 2020 vibes again. You know, like when we were doing pound on the table, I'm just like throwing a dart, and it's like, oh, you're a genius. Oh, you're a genius. Oh, you're a genius. But like eventually, this liquidity. June 12th, I think, is the IPO of SpaceX, for example. We got a few others coming, Anthropic and OpenAI. So, like, where's all this money coming from? But there's still like trillions on the sideline in money market accounts. So that's what I heard too. So
honestly, Avi, like I'll be honest, right? Like, so I talk to quite a few people. I go out with dinners with some of these investment bankers and things like that. And during the the Iran war, when we had the dip, they had apparently they had a internal meeting, and then most of these analysts were telling them not to buy into any of these indices, not to buy into any of these stocks, because they have dropped more than a threshold that they can handle risk, and the only thing that they were bullish on was oil. I mean, let me not say bullish, but the only thing the instrument they can trade was oil. And think about it, missing out on all of that money that could have been made.
Yeah.
Bottom on MU, SNDK, you name it. Like, I've never ridden SNDK, honestly. So I'm not gonna say, oh, you know what, I got SNDK. MU, man, amazing.
Yeah, funny enough, I mean, and probably because I listen to you quite a bit too. So I think I had one option with SNDK, but I've been riding MU. I mean, like every week I've been in and out of that thing, and it's just been absolutely insane. Like, life-changing money. I know that, a lot of my friends have ridden it too. I had like a blueprint I sent to my fantasy football chat, I think probably 3 or 4 months ago. MU was on there, SanDisk was on there. I was like, these are the plays you got to just look at. And I keep replying to it. I'm like, hey guys, you guys in yet? Because it's just been like an insane run here. Pull up if you can with the MU chart, just so we can see like how insane it's been. And if it pulls back quite a bit before it goes to 1200, I just saw who did the 1600 price target. I think I just saw too, which is great. So I mean, we're in this generational time. I mean, you get a few of these in your lifetime. I said that in 2020, and here we are only a few years later, and it's happening again. But I was just listening to, I think it was the Ice Coffee podcast with Chris Camillo. You got to listen to that if you haven't. I give them credit. It was fascinating. He was talking about the next pull here is going into Amazon because it's going to be the downstream companies that are going to benefit from all of this AI. Despite their capex, they're going to have so much savings downwind from this that he's like, he's got like $8 to $10 million on Amazon calls right now. So
I would 100% agree with that because of, I think we talked about this on our podcast too, right now. We talked about how robots are going to be a big part of Amazon's business, right? And unlike most of the warehousing, logistics, and things like that, that they have to maintain people and things like that. Now you have robots which are going to like take over the job 24/7, and you have a lot of capex that has gone into Amazon for the last 4 to 5 years, now seeing that as revenue margin, right? Like, so I am a strong believer in Amazon, and even Amazon, and also Meta. Meta is another one that I'm looking at. Like, dude, I think the Meta right now is such a cheap stock to own, honestly, because of I think the PEG or something is about 18 on Meta. So that's one stock like I would probably like start accumulating, and the
it's
next
down
pullback
year to
is
date.
start.
It feels like it's crazy. The past year it's down 5%.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's a good one. Another one. Yeah, I mean, I don't see... you see cycles, right? The money flows in and out, and he did say two things that that were like pretty simple in theory, and I never clicked to me. But he was like, I don't want to be at a consensus stock that everyone loves, right now. He's like, I want to be in a stock that I think I have an edge on that no one else does. Think, they still think it's not the right stock to go into, because that's where you're getting, you're getting that upside there. He said something else too that was really powerful to me. I'll have to bring it back up as my brain comes back. But yeah, look at that liftoff, man. That is unlike anything I've really seen since NVIDIA. Just like kept flying.
This is exactly where we bought it. I mean, I didn't buy it at 320, but I bought it at 350. But look at that. In a matter of one month, 4 weeks, 1.5 months. Look at that.
Yeah. I bought some shares here to go along. So anytime this week I missed out on the MUs. Dude, the 900s I think were $6 last week at one point, and now they're 36. Today.
We bought it at like $10, and then I sold it this morning. I just repent selling it, but anyway.
yeah. It's hindsight capital, right? That's where they get you. So what is the chart? I mean, does this break charts like at this point? What do you see?
Yeah, here? I technically would want a pullback on MU, something like this, like when it rips up like this and has so much strength. Obviously, I like selling into strength. That's essentially what my trading has been successful at, and and that's why I kind of sold them. It's okay. I'm ready to miss out the next 10-15%. Because when you think about it on a long-term basis, right? When you're making 170% gain, and then you're letting go of 10-15%, it's okay. 20-25%, it's okay. And strong stocks like these, generally when they pull back to the 9 EMA, which is sitting at around 760, 750 right now. If we do see that pullback, that's where you would probably want to play your options again. And then with options, you can let them go to zero or based on your sizing, or you can have a strict stop loss with a loss of 750. But when it absolutely touches this 690, 700 zone, I think it's a huge buy opportunity again on MU with a price target at 1,100. I think this stock has more runway to go, but then I'm waiting for a pullback to get back in.
You wouldn't grab something like this?
Nope, I never do. Because when it falls off, Avi, the best way to play a stock like this is to sell cash secured puts or wait for that 20 EMA. If you have a small account, you cannot afford cash secured puts. You would probably wait for that 20 EMA test, and that's where you get a very good value for your money again. It's all about patience, right? Like like I keep saying this, profitable traders leave money on the table. Doesn't matter how much you leave or whatever, as long as you're ahead of the game and you are in it, you're good.
Yeah, no, I always feel that whenever I sell and I'm up big, I'm like, I take a deep breath. I'm like, all right, I made it. Like,
Yeah,
I
exactly.
made it out clear. I didn't go to lunch, and then Trump tweets something crazy, and the markets turn, and you get screwed out. So, the other one you wanted to touch on was Intel, INTC.
Yeah,
So,
Intel, this one's definitely flagging, looking pretty good. Also on the daily chart, I think this one has a lot of call flow every freaking dip. Like this is something that I just talked about MU2. Look at that dip, right? Like look at that momentum that the stock had, went all the way, dipped, right? Look exactly where it came up to, the 20 EMA. That's your buy point, right? And now look at where it is. It reclaimed 9, still trying to rip up higher. Let's draw some trend lines and see that too. Like this is a good chart where you had the breakout, and then now we are basing about the 9. This stock has a lot of call flow. Every dip I see, there's a lot of call flow. I saw 150 call flow for January, September, October. There were 115, 125, 135. Like all across the board, they have been buying calls on those dips on Intel. So I think 150 is kind of possible on Intel. I do want to joke here. I was at a dinner with Intel is pretty big in Chandler. They have 2 big campuses here, and I've gone to a dinner with some of my Intel friends, and about 8 or 9 months back, they were like, if you wanted to buy an investment property, they were like, hey, do you want to put in some payment down for us? We both can buy a house together or something, investment property together or something like that. Now they're literally like, hey Katie, I just want to buy out this community right now. There are about 20 houses, 30 houses. I just want to buy I'm like, dude, what the hell?
They're loving that Trump tweet, right? I mean, like, it is crazy though. Like Jensen, everyone's talking about like ServiceNow, and the fact that Trump's like the first president, I think, and at least in my memory, to like be buying stocks and like publicly talking about them.
Yeah.
Jump in. Like don't
jump in when he says it.
Take your TDS somewhere else unless you want to make some money. There's people out there that would be like, Trump says it, so I'm going to go opposite, and they're going to get burned.
I mean, it's their loss. I mean, do we know better than the information flows top to bottom, not bottom to top. So you know what I mean.
It's pretty wild. So Intel, you're seeing the flag right now. What are you thinking? Are you playing this
flagging right now? It is flagging right now. I think it will see all-time highs pretty soon if we don't see a pullback on SMH soon. I did see like a huge put flow based off a bearish divergence that was forming on Friday on SMH. So I'm a little skeptical into getting into anything at all right now. But I see that Intel can see 150 plus this year. And also probably by September, October timeframe, if we do see a pullback, I would definitely want to pick it up if it does hit that 107, 105 kind of area again. Internally, this is just public information, or people talking about it. Internally, people are just at Intel, they're like, oh, our stock is probably close to $200 value, and they're not even selling their stock right now. So that's something that people have been talking about.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's that is a good sign. And you never know though. I remember I used to have a big client that was public, and I didn't, obviously I was way too close to it. I was like, I'm not going to touch this. I have a podcast. I'm not going to be out there telling people to go buy this, but I just left it in my memory, and they had missed, it was a big public beauty company, and they missed their entire website went down on like Valentine's Day. It was like one of their biggest, earnings days. And I was like, okay, their earnings are going to get crushed. And of course they popped like 20%. So I was like, even if you do know stuff, sometimes it's still, it doesn't matter. The market, you don't know. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just saying, right? Like this is just not public information or anything. They're like, these are like normal workers who are engineers there. And they are like, oh, you know what? When your stock goes up, you just talk about it and things like that. And they are be optimistic that Intel can go to 200 this year. So
it's got to be fun. NVTS was one that you had talked about. So Navitas, I think is how you pronounce it.
Navitas, yeah. This This one was our June swing trade. We picked it up on 518,
Yeah.
and this was the exact setup that I was talking about. How Intel had on its weekly time frame. For example, when you look at Intel on its weekly time frame, how we caught this move was
Jeez.
you see this one, right? Like you see, let me pull this up. You see this one here. You had that, and then I'll show you the exact same chart that we caught the same rip on NVTS, right? Like look at that, right? So that and that's the cup and handle play that we were looking at, and then it absolutely ripped. This was exactly what happened with NVTS, but this was on a daily time frame, so we are looking at shorter dated or just a month out or something like that. And this is the exact same pattern we caught on NVTS, and it absolutely ripped as well. Something that I'm seeing with respect to on semi and NVTS, I think NVTS has a better GAN products that can be used in cars than on semi. Even if on semi has whatever products they have is being bought out, I think NVTS has better run to go in the future. So robo taxis and all of these, it's going to absolutely be fun for NVTS is how I see it.
Yeah, I remember those June, and I think I got that first run up. I think I made like 125%. I got out, and now those things must be 400, 500% probably up at least.
Yeah, they are at around $13, $14 this morning. Yeah,
and we got in at what was that? I'm trying to remember what I paid for those.
We bought it at around $2.35.
Not bad.
Yeah.
That's insane. I mean, yeah, this is where I felt happy putting some more money back into Amazon, because I think there's upside there too, but also it just feels like we're running so hot. And even though I agree, I mean, this is a once in a generation type of thing. AI is going to transform our lives like dramatically, right? And so this is what we're seeing right now in real time. But even if there is, a crash, if Amazon goes down 50%, like we got bigger worries in the world, right? So, yeah, what are we seeing here?
Here, I think it's just a bull flag. I did give this out as a trade idea for the week as well. It was up about 2 or 3 points when I talked about it last night. That's where I was also saying just wait for the pullback on this. Right now we are at the 20 EMA, which is a good sign. This is if 262 kind of breaks, that's your stop loss for the weekly options. But then I see that once that 270 kind of breaks, it has a quick ramp up towards that all-time highs at 278. I think Amazon, in my opinion, is a $400 stock. So
I was looking at leaps. Obviously they're expensive, but not that crazy. When you say it's a $400 stock, because that's something that I think as a retail investor, you love hearing that. But does that mean 6 months out, a year out? Like where do you? I'm not going to hold you to this, but like general time frame, what do you think?
I've been talking about Amazon being a $300 stock when it was $100 back in 2022, 2023. So it did take 3 years. So if it's going to be a $400 stock, I'll probably give a time frame about 2 years.
Yeah. But the thing about Amazon, I like, you're not going to get a 25% drop day. Some of these other companies, you always fear, like even my baby, Nebius, right? Like I'm always nervous for that, like 12% down day. I see like 3 running days in a row, and it's became such a big part of my portfolio now. It swings. So I did trim for the first time ever, a little bit of NBIS to send into Amazon, but show me that I fucked up. Tell me that it's about to run.
No, I think you did a good job. But also NBIS, I did see those 300 calls being picked up for September, October timeframe. So that's where it can go to maybe.
It's still one of my biggest positions.
Honestly, Avi, NBIS, I was very skeptical of NBIS even after you told me about it. I think you told me about it at around 85. It's now at like 210. It went up to 230. But
I never know what I'm talking about, but I somehow hit like Dell was a banger too. It's the Avi indicator. I always say I just like pick things up. I don't know what, but I'll find it. I don't know how to chart, but that's why I got you.
You told me about Dell somewhere around here, 135, 145, and look at it where it is. But yeah.
Well, it was funny. I was talking to my friends, and they're like, no, it's all in the cloud. Like, I was like, no, I think like people are going to be worried about security here, and they're going to go back to on-prem. And I did a whole write-up with like AI is amazing now. Like, I'll put my thoughts in. I'm like, tell me where I'm wrong. I'm like, even go further. Like, what else am I missing? And it's just like, you have a research buddy with you at all times now. It's incredible.
Yeah, that's true. And one of the other indications is SMCI is breaking out too. So on the weekly time frame. So so when something like this, as shady as SMCI is breaking out, the real demand of AI. So
yeah, SMCI was always one that I had heard about a while back. The other one I saw is App was one that we were talking about with Pounding the Table days. And that was at like $20-$30 we were talking about it. And then I didn't pay attention for years. And it's been flying. I mean, it flew to 700. I didn't realize that. And then came back down.
Yeah. I mean, App, I bought it at like $90 or something. And I sold it at like 200. And there was no stopping back after I saw 200. Like, after I sold it, it absolutely ripped to like 600 plus in a matter of a month or so. And I was like, I was so bummed by it. But anyway.
That's my story with Palantir and NVIDIA. I was, as soon as I sold it, it just went on a crazy rampage. And I was like, all right, I gotta wait.
Yeah. I think this is another one, Light. This is another one that's getting ready to move back to 1,000 plus. So.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they got. I mean, there are certain like trends with stocks. You see them just do the exact same thing over and over.
Yeah, like this is the flags, then breaks out, and breakout is like 1 or 2 days. You see like a 5-10% move, and then it's like sitting at around 1,022 or so. 1,000 calls this week. 1,000 calls look really good on this one as well to play to the upside. So we'll see.
I'm gonna check those out. All right, we got Eli Lilly and Goldman Sachs with the other two that we wanted to touch on. So Lilly's
LLY.
Yeah, that thing's like, you just feel like, I don't know if you looked at and I can never say the full word, Reta, I call it Retatrutide. The results on this thing are insane, right? Where I actually just talked to Jonah Lupton. So he's like a user. I have a bunch of friends that absolutely love it and have lost a ton of weight. But to me, that's cool. But like the cooler part is that 1 in 3 people have fatty liver, and it took away like 85% of the fatty liver. So that could be like absolutely, it was insane. You got to look at these results. It's like fascinating. Now there are some side effects, like people have been getting like throwing up and some stomachs. Like it's still too early for me to take them, in my opinion. But those results are pretty crazy. Where you think about pharma, the insurance companies, how much money they have to pay for everything. And if that can like make people way healthier, I think Lilly's, you did call this too. You said it's going to be the first $1 trillion pharma.
Oh, yeah. And it is. And I think it's going back to its all-time highs. The story on this is definitely on the weekly time frame. Nice clean breakout. We did, this was the trade area of the week last week also. We saw that rip off, and then, it absolutely ravaged. And today also 1085. We need that break of 1085, then goes all the way to 1100. I think it's a $1,300 stock here brewing on LLY.
Yeah. No, I mean, that's another, not obviously very different than Amazon, but it's a tank, right? It's not going to drop 20% in a day. So you feel like, when I go to safety, I always feel like good going into something like this. What was the last one I said? Oh, Goldman Sachs. Goldman Sachs, you were told me 1,000, and then you had the 1100s, I believe. And I sold the 1000s. They were up like 80-90%. And then
amazing
the 1100s running. And those are doing well too. So
yeah, I think this was on the last podcast we were on. Goldman Sachs was setting up again, same thing on the weekly time frame. It was looking pretty good. And then it actually hit our first target at 1015. I think 1100 or something can be brewing here, but then I definitely need a pullback or a reset towards that 980 to play it again with calls to the upside.
What I mean, everything, these are the good days to chat. The market came down a little bit, I know, from the morning time, but anything else you're looking at right now that's interesting? I'm just trying to think of other ones.
I'm actually very, very interested in Oracle. I know it's not moving yet, but then this freaking thing is such a beast in like, the way it's consolidating and moving. I think it's kind of one of those that can quickly move towards that 260, 275 area. I'm just keeping this one on watch right now.
Yeah, Oracle. I actually have one running right now too, and it's one of those that you're talking about. I'm like, any day now. But
any day now, yeah.
I'm like, all right, wake up, Oracle, wake up. But yeah, I mean, from its all-time high here, we still have a ways to go to catch up. So could get interesting. Go to ServiceNow, because that was one that we were touching on. That not only Trump said it, Jensen mentioned to buy it too, which is, it's so funny to watching these guys do it. And then I heard this Elon Musk interview. I think it was yesterday or the day before, but he was just like, the world's going to be drastically different here in the next 2 years. And like when these billionaires talk about it, they're in some private room, masterminding like how all the peons play over the next decade. And you got to pay attention when they're talking.
Exactly. I think this is a good stock to own here at 101. I'm definitely something I'm definitely considering here. I've heard that their ticket volume has been down on their service side, but this is a little bull flag that's forming here. I do think 110 will break. This is a stock that you can buy at these levels, is how I see it.
Two others I want to run past you. Nokia has been making some waves here recently. And then I got to end with Bitcoin, because Michael Saylor's calling Bitcoin summer. So I feel like he's another guy that's pretty close to what could be going on. So we want to see that too.
Yeah, Nokia. I've not played this stock since the meme runs in 2022, but definitely a lot of call flow that's been going on. I did see a lot of people talking about their infrastructure with respect to AI on the edge. So one stock that can probably move towards 20 this year is Nokia. Any drops towards 14, 13s, I would probably buy Nokia.
Okay. And then either Bitcoin or MSTR would be.
MSTR this week, they have a lot of gamma wall sitting at around 180. So there is some kind of news that might be going on that MSTR might get this week. I don't know yet, but right now Bitcoin is getting slapped, man. That's one thing that's been I've been very cautious about the market also. If this is a risk on asset, see, many people talk about Bitcoin as an inflation hedge and all that bullshit. I don't think it's an inflation hedge. It's a risk on asset. And if the risk on asset is not having liquidity to making all-time highs when the market is going, I just feel there's a little bit of I'm not expecting Bitcoin to go all-time highs today, but then when the market is ripping like how it is right now, why is Bitcoin taking a breather like how it is?
Bitcoin usually is like 6 months in advance of the market too. I feel like
exactly, and that is where I'm a little bit more skeptical, and that skepticism also adds on when I see Nvidia. It's down 1%. I mean, I agree with all these bottleneck names that are running, MU, Light, AAOI, whatever that is, all these are running great. But then if there's no GPU chips that are being sold from Nvidia, those are immaterial in a sense, right? So, I mean, why is Nvidia going down? That's the big question that I have right now, and I'm being extra cautious around it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think we're getting close to the SpaceX IPO. Anytime there's been a huge IPO, liquidity gets sucked out of the market. So maybe that's in 2-3 weeks now. So people are maybe starting to make some of those moves. And then we got midterms coming up here, in the fall. So Yeah, I mean, there's always some catalyst, down the road, and then we got any day could be a Trump tweet of some sort. They can say. I see Rivian. We hadn't talked about that for a while. That was a stock that you liked. You said I think buy shares of those.
Yeah, 5 years. You got to hold it for 5 years. I think once autonomy hits Rivian, that's where the real R2 and autonomy hits Rivian. That's where the real moves on Rivian will happen.
Yeah. Yeah, and back to the Bitcoin. My friend called me today. He's like, "Yo, what the fuck's going on with Bitcoin?" I'm like, "Oh, my bad. Like, I'm Satoshi. Let me go change a few things here." No, but I guess I'm just a permeable long term. It's one of those things I'm never planning on selling. Always kind of when no one's paying attention to it, that's when it's good to accumulate usually. But I've heard both ways. I've heard it could have one more time that it goes down to like the 40K range. I've heard 200K, so no one really knows. And there's no quarterly earnings. There's no announcements typically. There was that rumor that they're talking about doing a Bitcoin reserve here. Trump was talking about recently. So maybe that's a catalyst. Saylor makes claims every day. He's buying Bitcoin every single day, but today was the first day he did say he's feeling a Bitcoin summer come about. So we'll see where that goes.
I mean, he knows something.
Yeah. Anything else? We could wrap it up. You got the birds behind you. It looks like a nice day, so I don't need to keep you. I've been going since 12:30.
Yeah, I just have to turn on the mist here, and then it'll be good.
Yeah. So we will be back tomorrow. I think we got Halston hopping in for at 12:30. I'll post it on the Twitter. Make sure to follow us at Daily Stack HQ on Twitter, and definitely follow at Problem Sniper. One of the best in the game, and I always thank you for your time. So appreciate it. Hopefully we'll be back next Tuesday, and I'll see you then, man.
Yeah. Thanks, man. Bye.
Bye.
Peace out.